We are a flexible and innovative species, and we have the capacity to adapt and modify our behaviour. Now, we most certainly have to do so if we're to deal with climate change. It's the biggest challenge we have yet faced.
My name is Heather Wood, and my documentary aims to inform you on the issue that is climate change. The cause, effect and solutions will be looked at as a direct response from a newspaper article about increasing temperatures causing a rise in sea level. This is my journey to discover the universal phenomenon of global warming and its impact on the physical environment both here in Australia as well as that seen in Africa. Climate change can be described as the physical alteration in the Earth's weather patterns as a direct result of human activities. An increase in the use of greenhouse gases, particularly in the latter part of this past century, is causing a rise in temperature patterns known as global warming. As displayed in this table, an anomaly occurred in 2009 where temperatures showed an increasing trend. A rise of 0.9 degrees Celsius is evident, furthermore matching the scale observed throughout the 20th and 21st century. As temperatures rise, sea ice rapidly melts, leading to increasing sea levels, hence impacting on coastal regions of continents, causing environmental and agricultural degradation. Preceding the study on the newspaper article by Deborah Smith, it concludes the message that climate change is a contributing factor in coastal erosion, therefore impacting on urbanised areas resulting from a loss of beachfronts. Although I have come to believe that this may be a flaw in the author's thinking in relation to ecologically sustainable development, as she seems to be restricting the options, stating that climate change is the main cause and limited recognition towards economic loss has not been mentioned as a result. Opinions from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, a group of the world's leading scientists, believe that climate change is occurring and that it is purely human-induced from greenhouse gas emissions. Dr. Paturi, what's your view on climate change?
Well, I believe that the science to support global warming is irrefutable. If we don't look towards combative techniques such as precautionary principle to contain these things at an economic, environmental and ultimately communal level, the consequences of global warming is going to get progressively worse.
The IPCC and the UN Framework Convention on Climate Change analyse the impact of global warming on all principles of ESD. Hence, I believe their opinion is credible. However, along my journey I have come to understand that even in Australia, a developed nation, climate skeptics, such as the source of my newspaper article, deny there is any change in the Earth's climate and believe it is just a conspiracy. They are ill-informed on the science of the topic, thus their opinion is flawed as an appeal to authority, and they do not consider the triple bottom line. In Australia, the main issue of concern is the rise in sea level. The projected rise by 2050 is 20 to 50 centimetres, therefore impeding on the 80% of Australia's population who inhabit the coast. As seen at the entrance on the central coast of Sydney, beachfronts are slowly becoming subject to destruction, thus requiring residents to relocate. In a response to beach erosion, climate scientists working for the Wyong Shire Council aim to carry out management of vulnerable coastal regions, as well as working alongside New South Wales and federal governments to prepare policies, guidelines and to set standards to ensure the principles of ESD are met. Climate change and sea level rise is similarly affecting the city of Alexandria in North Africa. Since the 20th century, temperatures have risen by approximately 2 to 3 degrees. Rising temperatures and above-average rainfall over the past decade have shown to be having negative consequences on the coastal region, specifically in relation to agricultural land, altering future crop yields as assessed by the IPCC. Dr. Archer, inform me on how climate change is impacting on local regions in Africa.
Well, studies performed in the city of Alexandria show that the sea level will rise 30 centimetres by 2025, thus incurring environmental and property losses equating to tens of billions of dollars and leave more than millions of people uninhabited.
Foreign and state policies provide mitigation on the issue in Africa and hence promote social, political and environmental action. Viewpoints coincide with those in Australia as negotiations made by the IPCC are worldwide. Climate skeptics oppose climate change. However, a major difference in Africa is that from a public survey performed by 5,000 people in 2011, only 50% believe climate change is purely human-induced due to a lack of understanding. Therefore, I have deduced an inaccurate argument and lack of credibility. Australia has adopted the solution of using cleaner energy through solar photovoltaics, a system that directly converts sunlight into energy. As of July 1, 2012, the federal government introduced a carbon tax aimed to encourage the use of cleaner energy sources such as solar or wind generated. Other basic means of lessening the rise of global warming include recycling, driving energy-smart cars, and saving electricity by switching off household appliances. Africa proposed the African Climate Solution Initiative in 2008 with the goal to reduce greenhouse gas emissions by using forest resources. Africa is also looking towards natural solutions such as maintaining healthy ecosystems to ensure their provision of quality service. Upon my journey, I have come to believe that climate change is occurring, and if we as a globe do not act to decrease greenhouse gas emissions, global warming will continue to have deleterious effects on all aspects of ESD. Climate change is a global event that is purely human-induced from rising greenhouse gas emissions contributing to warming of the atmosphere. Coastal regions in Australia are subject to the impacts of rising sea levels, resulting in residential relocation, economic downfall, and environmental degradation. Furthermore, differing opinions of scientists and uneducated individuals are further confusing the issue. However, it is the view of scientists both in Australia and Africa that conclude climate change is real. Temperatures are rising, sea ice is melting. We must act now to ensure a sustained future.